whoever owned it. Right? So deep red around it and then shading around because they weren't getting much benefit from it anyway. Again, in terms of losses in dollars per hectare. And you can tote up the landscape and ask, so how much less productive does the landscape get for the loss of those two patches, just in terms of these pollination services, right? There's lots of other trade-offs and opportunity costs and things to come into play, but just asking this question. The other thing you can do is a more general question is ask this marginal value thing, right? Where would forest destruction cost the most in terms of coffee production? And for this, we essentially, I think I animated this, so we just took a kind of 10-hectare block, and if there were forest in that, we deforested it to pasture, like the least bee-friendly thing in the landscape. And then we re-ran the whole model and asked, okay, how much decrease in coffee production happened? Then we regrew all that forest and then turned off the next one. Just systematically asking where would this marginal value be highest? And the map you're seeing is the result map. So the darkest green is where the marginal values for coffee pollination are highest, where production for the landscape would decrease most if it were destroyed. Is that clear? You guys got what I was? Okay. So what comes out in my mind is high marginal value scales with three things. It's got to be good bee habitat. It's got to be close to lots of coffee. And crucially, it's got to have few substitutes, right? So if that 10-hectare piece goes away, there isn't a neighboring one to provide the same service. And that's why these peninsulas are really dark, but the leading edges of these big patches are less so, is that if a piece of it goes, there's a source nearby. So obviously this result changes with every step, right? If you destroy a block and leave it destroyed, then the whole marginal value